Rightio. The next thing that I'm going to do is set up the subgrade for our road. So what I want to do is add a fixed width from the edge of bitumen. I want to come out 600 mil and put in full depth pavement. So this is the area where essentially we're ripping out the curb, and we want enough room to fit the curb machine in to lay that new curb and channel. Beyond that saw cut point, I want full depth pavement at, sorry, I don't want full depth pavement, I want a resheet layer at a minimum thickness, and I'll do that for the other side of the road as well. Now, in order for me to set different subbase regions along the cross section, I need to have code. So if I want to put in another section here, I need to have a code inserted, but I don't want this code to have any effect on the crossfall. I want the code to interpolate a level from that section. So I'm going to open up the design data form for President Street, and the first thing I'm going to do is add a variation, and this variation is called insert section with interpolated levels, and I'm going to do this for the entire length of the road. With this software, the software calculates out from the center line. So when I position this new code, I want to say that it's inserted before LEB. So before LEB, I want to insert a code called LSAW. So I have three different methods for insertion. Relative to code would allow me to set a distance out from the LEB, which is actually what I want. Fixed distance would allow me to set a distance from the center line. And use alignment would allow me to draw alignment along the road, and that controls where the saw cut is. But in this example, I want 0.6 out from LEB. We want to insert LSAW. So if I click on Add Update to that, you can see that that section has been added. And I'll actually just quickly do that for the other side of the road as well. So I'll create a copy of that variation and say offset from the REB, I want RSAW 600 mil out. Okay, so now that I've got those codes in, you can see that they're just interpolating the section. They don't change the cross fall or grade along there. But now that those codes exist, I can now open up my template and set up the subgrade for those. Now at this point in time, at the template stage, those codes don't exist, so I can't go and click on Edit Section and set them up. We need to use this option here called Subgrade by Code. So I'm going to say that between the center line and LSAW, or actually I'll do LSAW to LEB first, we will have a section of full depth pavement. So apply to that, the section form appears, and then I can set that up. So I want 30 mil of asphalt, 100 mil of crushed rock class 2, and 200 mil of crushed rock class 3. Now remember, if you tick on apply subgrade edits to both sides, then the right side will be created as well. Next, I want to set up centerline to LSAW. Now when we report, or we specify center line, it's C.L dot, so you need to make sure you put that dot in at the end. So it'll be C.L dot to LSAW. Now this region's a little bit different because this is a resheet area. Now I'm just going to put in a nominal 30 mil of asphalt. But what I actually want to tell the software is to match the sub base down to the surface, but at a minimum thickness. So if we need more, then we'll need to scrape into that surface. So I'm going to use assign layer controls to do so. All the columns from match depth to surface out to the right allow me to match the depth to the surface. And you can see in the preview, if I set the first layer to yes, hover back over, you can see in the picture there the sub base matching to the surface, and it's doing that at a minimum thickness. Now I have 3 layers, so I want oh no, I've only got one layer. Alright, so I only want to do it for the first layer. I set the minimum thickness, which I'll go for 50 mil, so I at least want to get 50 mil. And I can put in a maximum depth. Now, if I put in something like 150 or whatever, if the sub base, that layer thickness is more than 150 mil, we could specify an alternate material for that extra depth. But it's really simple as that. We've told the software that we want to match the surface at a minimum thickness of 50 mil, apply and exit, and then once again I want to apply those edits to both sides. So when I click OK, you can see now that our sub base is set up, full depth pavement and resheet. And let's just go to a section. This one sort of shows it well, so you can see we're matching to the surface because we're more than 50 mil, but as we're getting less thickness, the software has set the minimum thickness for us, which is scraping underneath the surface there. So I suppose now, I mean, we could run the volume report, material totals, and we'll be able to calculate some more accurate volumes for this project now that we've set those sub-base regions up.